Right, this is the local beauty spot at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now the guidelines are you are allowed out of your house, which is a fundamental right, for 1 exercise per day. Now that exercise per day, there's no stipulation as to, there's no time limit and there's no distance limit. So for some people that exercise could be a 20-minute run round the block. For other people it could be a 3-hour walk in the local countryside, which is what I do as my normal exercise. So this is what we're doing. Look at that. Now, look at that. I mean, the dawn chorus is going. The birds are going. There's a cockerel going over there. You can hear it. Now, society seems to have developed this sedentary lifestyle that is all about stay at home, stay indoors, stay watching television, soap operas, reality TV, follow celebrities, stay constantly connected to the internet and share data. Now, I don't believe in conspiracy theories or that, but you know, some people say, I mean, you know, is it a government and media agenda to control people, or is that just what people do because they're naturally lazy? And then governments and media can take advantage of that lazy trait in people. The police have now got new powers to stop people visiting faraway places, stop people driving, stop people gathering in more than 2 groups. And don't get me wrong, I can see where they're coming from. Protect the NHS, the nurses, the key workers, and stop this nasty virus thing from spreading. Fully support that 100%. But what they cannot do is stop people from stepping out of their front doors. As I said in my previous video, stepping outside your front door to enjoy nature is a basic human right. Right, look at that. Sunrise over there is beautiful. And a true outdoorsman goes outdoors to avoid people, to avoid the crowds, not climb up Snowdon in your shorts and trainers in unsuitable equipment with a load of other crowded people that don't know what they're doing. That is not what the great outdoors is about. The great outdoors is this, a walk on your own. Look at that, just enjoying nature, no crowds whatsoever. Look at that, it's like a mill pond. Well, it probably was a mill pond. Here we are. Again, this is what, 10 minutes walk from my house. There's all paths up through the fields through there, which is what I intend to do. Merseyside's largest body of water, this. It was dammed in the 1700s to provide water for the forges down that valley, which I mentioned in another video. Right. There was a theme park up where the hotel and the pub is there, and there used to be a miniature railway going down here. I'll try and dig out some old photographs that I found on the internet. I was going to do a video specifically for that. I was going to go around here and find all the places where these old photographs were taken and take a new photo. But what I'll do, I'll incorporate them all in this video now. And the miniature railway used to go up to here, where there used to be, I think they called it the Pleasure Pavilion. There's a little building here in the 1940s, 1950s that used to have live bands on, way before my time. Look at that. Right, so the plan is up around this side of the lake, over the fields to there, to Garswood. I've got some sandwiches in my bag, and then walk back. I'm coming out as early as possible to avoid as many people as possible. I mean, there's one guy taking photographs down by the fishing pegs and somebody just walking a dog there, so it's nice that people are actually still getting out, staying healthy. There you go, it's getting lighter now. Look at that, look at the sunrise there. You can get some great photos here. There's people taking photos of like the reflections. I've got some myself. There's people come around here photographing kingfishers. I mean, I have actually seen kingfishers around here. They're very hard to spot, but once you know what to look for and how to look for them, you start seeing more and more of them. I mean, with kingfishers, they normally see you before you see them, and they're off. And they normally hang around on the branches very low down to the water, and they fly very fast, very low down to the water, usually early morning like this, in a place just like this. I mean, it'll be impossible to get one on camera. On this thing it's a GoPro, but you normally see a flash of blue and red and they're gone. It's like, wow, they're spectacular. Really, really spectacular birds. Look at that, these two here. There's one, there's t'other. There's some politician on television last night, and he was saying there's going to be good weather this weekend and he wants everybody to stay indoors. Not stay at home, stay indoors. Now that is just thoroughly out of order for him to say that. You know, you can go outdoors, just avoid people. And because of the way the internet is, everybody seems to have an opinion, and everybody's opinion seems to be the right opinion according to them. And there always seems to be some numpty who thinks that people shouldn't be going outdoors. You know, you can't go paragliding, you can't drive to the countryside, you can't go to the pub, you can't go to work. Well, people can go to work under special circumstances. I'm working from home. I've got my computer set up in my spare room, overlooking my back garden, watching the blue tits and robins visiting my bird table, and it's actually really, really quite nice, because the amount of time you travel on a train or in a traffic jam, all that's just taken away, and it makes the working day so much easier. I'm not getting mithered by other people to do their job for them, which is what I tend to do, which is what tends to happen when I'm in the office, which is something that I find very frustrating. They seem to bypass my boss and go straight to me, which I'm going to bring up with HR as a grievance if it carries on. But this seems to have knocked it on the head. So there are some good things coming out of this. Well, the trains are still running. There's an early morning train going into Liverpool. That's the boat club over there. They were just about to open a nice new cafe, which has been put on hold. Takes about an hour to walk a whole circuit. I'm going a little bit further. I'm going off into the countryside behind this, which is what I normally do. Just a couple out for their morning walk there. The fella said good morning to me as I quite naturally moved out of his way, and the woman just waltzed past without even an acknowledgement. I mean, it's not hard to say thank you, is it? Hopefully it has shook people up enough to appreciate things like that. Little things like saying thank you if somebody steps out of your way. You know, appreciate little things like nature a little bit more. But here we go, look at that. You can see this steam on the water over there. Let's see if we can get this. Oh, there we go. Steam on the water there. I don't know if that's showing up on the video, but there's all steam coming off the water. I mean, people over the times have grown apart from nature, becoming obsessed with work and celebrity culture and soap operas and reality TV, and hopefully this has shook them up enough to actually realise that there's, you know, life is not about that. Life is about a connection to nature. I mean, human beings are a part of nature. They're not separate from it. Right, here we are. This is the end of the Goit, which we'll go up, follow this valley up. It's great this here. It's really, really secluded. Just follow this little stream here. That's the view back on the lake. Lake's over there from the hill. There, you know, a true outdoorsman goes out to avoid the crowds, and this is it. I think there's one person walking 2 dogs down there, but it's a lovely place. This, it's cracking. 10 minutes and you're in the countryside like this from your doorstep. But this is one of my regular walks. Right, that path comes down from the boat club. We'll go back that way, but go this way. Some yellow flowers there. Wild garlic starting to grow. There's normally nice bluebells down here. This is wild garlic. Can't smell it. Pooh, yes you can. Jeez. But there's, at the right time of year, there's some lovely bluebells down here, which will be a bit later on. Something else in flower here, snowdrops or something. Look at them. I mean, this is the little stream down here. I did come down here one summer or one spring several years ago, and I saw lots of little baby fish down here in the stream. Miller's thumbs, bullheads, I think they were. I remember catching fish like that in streams in Wales when I was a kid, and I didn't really expect that you'd have them round here, but they hide under stones. They hide themselves very, very well. I mean, I've never seen an adult one down here, a fully grown one, but little babies, they were down here, which means the fully grown fish must also be down here in this stream. Now this little crossroads here that we're coming up to, the path goes down that way to the Mason's Arms pub, which is now being forced to close temporarily, hopefully. It'll be back. It's a lovely cracking little country pub, like one of your textbook places that you find not round here. It's a little hidden secret, but it's a cracking place. Path goes up there. I think there's an old mine shaft over there, so there must have been mining activity around here. And there's this path here carries on following the river. Now this here looks like an old mine cart. In the river like that. So that used to work down the mines to collect the coal out. But a further path further over there was a set of old minecart wheels that somebody else had lifted out of the valley, out of the stream, out of the mud or something, and just left it at the side of the footpath. So I came back with my car, collected them, took them to the Sankey Valley Heritage Centre at Blackbrook, who in turn gave them to Sankey Canal Restoration Society, who restored them, painted them with preservative paint, and they're now on display in the Heritage Centre. So get yourself down there, have a look at them, because I found them. This is where the fish were. They were in here. Must have been June or July last year, or maybe the year before, when we had that really hot summer, 2018, that really hot summer it was. Loads of little baby bullheads in there. Going down to the bedrock here. Look at this. Fallen down trees here. The path's a bit tricky, but it's not impassable. Right, here's another of those mine carts, or something to do with the mine. No idea what that is. I'm guessing it's a mine cart. Guessing it's on its side, or on its back or something. In a GoPro, and the battery only seems to last long enough for half an hour's worth of footage. So I might have to go onto my mobile phone if I record too much. Come down here at the right time of year, which will probably be in a couple of weeks' time. This whole valley is scattered with bluebells. It really is a sight to be seen. It's too early for bluebells now. We're still in April, and the time is on my GPS. The time is now 7 o'clock, so we've been going 1 hour. But as per UK government guidelines, there is no limit on distance, how far you can walk in the countryside. There's no limit on time. The guidance is 1 exercise per day. That is your normal exercise routine. Now through the week I've been getting out once a day, been walking around that Bergy bank, which is again 5-10 minutes walk from my house. So it's the weekend now, so I'm going to do my usual weekend daily exercise routine, which when I'm not paragliding is this. Right to Garswood. I think we go this farm track here and then turn left. There's another public footpath. There's a pheasant in the field there. I don't know if you can see him on the video. The sun's just coming over the horizon there. Look at that. Might be able to see him. There he goes. Right, the path to Garswood is this left turning here. Now the farmer's been ploughing his field up. And what I do when I'm on a walk like this and there's a ploughed field here, what I tend to do is have a little bit of an eyes down, search for any old artefacts, any old interesting bits of pottery. Like, I mean, I found Stone Age flints before now, and what I did find just up here was a great broken bit of pottery from a jug or something that had a date of 1902 or no 1912 I think it was, and the letters IGA, which is Wigan, which is just over there. So that was made in Wigan in 1902 and ended up in this farmer's field here. Now what used to happen in the days before the flush toilet was invented in like 1912, when somebody broke some pottery, they used to throw it down the toilet, which back in them days ended up in a compost box underneath the house or underneath the toilet, and the farmer had come round and collect them and throw all human excrement all over the fields to fertilise his crops. And that is how you find all broken bits of pottery in fields like this. The only downside of that is that there's usually no archaeological context. They've been taken from where they were originally made and used, but just by a stroke of luck this one had a date and a town where it was made. So I'll get a photo of that and I'll put that in this video just here. Little bridge crossing the stream again. this little junction by the tree here. That path goes off into the wilds of Billinge. We take this path here, heads up to Garswood. I'll be very lucky if I find a Stone Age flint or rubbing stone here, but it's not impossible. I mean, first thing you look for is any stone that looks completely out of the ordinary. This really is a lovely morning. I think my GoPro battery's going. I just had a low battery warning then. Right, my GoPro battery's gone as expected, so I'm on my mobile phone camera, which is not quite as good. There we go, nice polite person there. Maintained at a decent distance, said good morning, and everything's great. Right. Nearly at the end of the walk now, so I'll just capture this last bit on my mobile phone, and then I'll retrace my steps. I'm not going to video myself retracing my steps all the way to Carr Dam. I'll walk back until I'm down at the Goit again, then head down to the boat club, and then head off home. And we're just coming up over this little hill into the sunrise. Look at that! Just coming into Garswood, you can see the houses of Garswood over there. That's quite photogenic. That. Look at that. Right, we're coming into civilization. This is the end of my walk now. Battery's running low, so I'll retrace my steps, get back home, and edit this video together and put it online. So see you later. Jogger there just made no attempt to move out my way whatsoever. Didn't even say hello, just carried on. I mean, some people are really nice and polite, and some people are just downright ignorant. You know, you sir are a Now this is the reason that I came out as early as possible, as it's getting light now. It's about 7:30. This place is now going to get more crowded than normal. Right, just past another walker there. I stopped and moved out of his way. He carried on walking. He did say hello, but he didn't actually say thank you. I mean, I think what is going to happen is places like this are going to become more, I wouldn't say crowded, but more people who wouldn't go out into the great outdoors would come out into the great outdoors. People who, like that jogger, he's probably used to running on treadmills in a gym and has got no outdoor etiquette at all. I mean, they only maintain social distance because I moved out of their way for them. They just didn't do anything, so that's the result. And before my battery dies, I shall get off home. Little Tweety bird up there. Right, I'm back home, and the verdict of that walk was the people that I saw, I encountered mostly coming back on the return journey. 9 people were fine, maintaining a decent distance. 3 of them, there were 3 who either didn't even acknowledge me, say thank you when I moved out of their way, and there was that jogger who just blundered straight past as if he was on a treadmill at the gym. I think what's happening is these rules of not going to the faraway distant places is bringing out people into local countryside places, people who wouldn't normally come out, and some people haven't got any outdoors etiquette at all. So most people were fine, and that is the reason that I set out at 6 o'clock in the morning. As I say, as always said, a true outdoorsman goes out to avoid the crowds. Right.